Greetings, everyone! Well, it's finally here. Kingdom Hearts 3 is out, and while I have some deep nostalgic love for the series, I really need to get something off my chest. Stepping in right now, we don't need to start anything by you saying something stupid like, does anyone else think Birth by Sleep should have been better? Ugh. Here's the thing, the game itself is fine. I've always liked the series' action RPG controls. I like the addition of the shot lock, and while it does need some trimming, I enjoyed mixing recipes for new skills and leveling them up to merge into new abilities. Okay, let's get this out of the way. I'm spoiling this game. It came out in 2010 and was ported to various PlayStation consoles. If you haven't played it yet and you keep watching this, it's on you. Secondly, I sadly can't go into the entire Kingdom Hearts lore. There's not enough time. I am going to attempt to make this accessible to non-fans, but I'm also going to assume you have some general knowledge of the series through the gaming zeitgeist. Basically, you have an idea who these guys are, that the bad guys are the Heartless, Keyblades are our weapons, and Disney and Final Fantasy are here. If you are interested in the entire lore, I'll throw one of my favorite videos in the description below. It's probably the best crash course that sums up the entire series I've seen recently. So if you were hoping for some huge lore dump, I'm very sorry. There's a dude with several time paradox bodies, and that might be the least confusing thing at this point. But if you're playing this game, I feel as a prequel, this series wasted its potential. From playing the game Birth by Sleep, it wants to tell a story of a group of friends very similar to our trio from the main storyline, but acts as a cautionary tale of what could happen if they meddle with the powers of darkness. Terra becomes possessed by Xehanort, Ventus is almost turned into a living weapon but is then put into a coma, and Aqua's trapped in the realm of darkness until she emerges, as we know now, tainted. Was Marvel and Star Wars really worth it, Mick? Well, it's hard to argue with that. The elements were there for a great story, but I feel the game focused on an aspect we didn't need answers to. You're telling me in this first prequel to the Kingdom Hearts series, despite this somehow not being about the Keyblade Wars, and instead focuses on the implied themes of friendship, love, loss, honor, character parallels from previous games, identity, duty, and hope, we're basically getting an explanation of why Roxas looks like Roxas and how Xehanort got Bishi. Someone dropped the fucking ball, and I know this game had potential. It gave us Aqua, a powerful and competent Keyblade master with some depth. Well, as much depth as Kingdom Hearts has. Aqua's great, you guys. This is also the problem. This game wants you to play this character so bad, it forgets there's two other party members whose stories we need to slog through first. And they're about as interesting as rice cakes. Look, I admit I am not a writer beyond Z-list internet videos. I understand this stuff takes serious work and effort, without accounting for any deadlines, rewrites, changes to canon, or limitations on the system in question. But I'm still going to criticize it. If you would, please indulge me in this hypothetical pitch into madness as I try to explain what I would have changed to make this game's themes more prevalent while still hitting the key points in the story. Also, I'm not going to make up MacGuffins for this experiment. I can only use elements established within the series, specifically Birth by Sleep, so no new characters, made-up Keyblades, or new abilities that aren't within the realm of the series canon to this point. And hey, if you like this game as is, that is perfectly cool. Oh my god. I'm talking about Kingdom Hearts fanfiction on the internet. I'm 32. Where did I go wrong? We start the game similar like you did in Terra's story, but instead we control Aqua as she's sparring with Ventus to teach him some moves and get some last-minute training before her master's exam. Terra comes in and wants to throw down to give her a real fight. Ooh, is that foreshadowing? And have her spar with her, cause tutorial. We're then interrupted by Master Ericus reporting on a new threat, the Unverse, which have started appearing off-world. Because of these creatures, they need the help of Xehanort, a gifted scientist, powerful Keyblade master, and personal friend to Ericus. He's been unable to contact his old friend, and if the trio can find him, Xehanort would be a big help in the threat against the Unverse. Ericus explains he can't go himself because if these creatures are invading and destabilizing other realms, he'll need to stay behind and protect your homeworld. Show he can use his Keyblade within the castle to channel his power and shield their world. Yeah, I know, it breaks my rule of don't make stuff up, but I feel this is plausible within this series for a master like him. Since he's so powerful, this is supposedly nothing to him. If he or the trio fails in their objective, Ericus mentions that they'll need to activate what I like to call the World of Protocol, i.e. turning their realm into Castle Oblivion. The trio then depart to find out more about these creatures and save Xehanort in the process. Because while they're each powerful Keyblade wielders, the threat's fairly unknown, and splitting them up is kind of stupid. Because here's the thing, it's a little annoying that this game about friendship ditched the traditional Kingdom Hearts party of 3 for 3 solo campaigns. And I'm supposed to feel that this group of friends are closer than my realization that a video about Birth by Sleep story is kind of pointless? Oh god. If you haven't caught on, you'll be playing as Aqua, since she feels like the characters this series wanted to give a story to in this game, with Terra and Ventus taking the support roles of your Goofy and Donald, and decide which one's which between each other. And I like the possibilities of this party dynamic. See, for the uninitiated, in the regular Kingdom Hearts series, the basic trio filled the roles of sword, shield, and wand. Here it's a bit different. After playing through each character's campaign, they all felt like hybrid classes, since they had to be playable in their own campaigns, but were still structured with certain builds, and that should be incorporated into these party roles. Take Terra, he focused more on brute strength and earth-based elements with his eventual devastating dark powers. So you make his abilities like that. Deliver brutal and heavy blows to the enemy, maybe on those that seem a bit overkill. His rock element could be used to control the terrain, and use gravity attacks to group up foes for slowing them down, with his eventual dark powers gradually integrating and overpowering his moveset. Ventus came off rather quicker than the others, so his wind special should be used for moving around the field rather fast, getting behind foes, stunning them with lightning attacks, hell, maybe throwing some kind of lightning snipe ability for the enemies. You know, going for a setup or taking those to try to get away from you. Aqua should play similar as she does presently, as she's the player character, but I still like the focus on her overpowering magic abilities and her themes on water and ice. Of course, keep all the command styles like Blade Master, Ghost Drive, and all the others. I'll need to get into those in another part, but they're too much fun to lose. But getting back to my point about Aqua retaining her emphasis on her fancy razzle-dazzle, firstly, since she's magic-based, I feel you can get more creativity out of her movesets. And secondly, being OP as hell and finding what breaks the game is really fun in this series. I'm looking at you, Magnet. Don't ever change. Now, as you start exploring worlds, you'll run into King Mickey. His role will be roughly the same as it is in the current Birth by Sleep story, but with a few tweaks. He'll be Senpai's master Yen Sid to investigate the Unverse as well, popping in and out of the story and helping out with the final fight. Sure, they'll talk with him, but he'd work more like he did in Kingdom Hearts 2. Appears when needed, kicks butt, leaves, and he's already a master as opposed to an apprentice in the current game. Cause let's face it, trying to add any character complexity to Mickey f***ing Mouse is not going to happen. Do you really think he's going to go through an arc? Because if Kingdom Hearts 3 has shown us anything, Aqua's current state is kind of his fault. And I don't think Disney wants to risk humanizing their iconic mascot. Just make him Yoda flip in every now and then as we play the game. Speaking of the game, while this is a very modern concept now and something I praised in my Final Fantasy 15 video, have the trio talk to each other during missions. It doesn't have to be profound and can even take place optionally like in the Tales of Symphonia series. Ventus could talk about how he hates he can't remember his past. Maybe have him get excited about having to work with Terra and Aqua on this mission, and he aspires to be as strong as them. Paint him up to be the optimistic go-getter. Kinda like Sora. Have this as a chance to set up some foreshadowing about Terra. Remember how earlier I said Aqua hasn't taken the test? Well, why not set it up where Terra did already, but failed? And while the others are aware of this, he never mentioned why. Could be just small stuff like he lost control, or he just wasn't strong enough. Stuff that could lay the groundwork showing that Terra is a powerful and confident warrior, but he may not have the iron resolve he should have. Maybe there's a burden that he may not be able to protect his world or his friends, or he's afraid that Ericus is getting old and there's no new master yet and he has to be stronger. Which could, I don't know, be used as a way to show this character could be corrupted or tempted into darkness, causing him to become a vessel for the Master of Darkness, and not just duped during a public test where everyone could see the evil energy from his hand and no one could say anything about it. You know, because that would be pretty stupid if that actually happened. We kind of had to roll with it. Just a thought. Aqua could also use these moments to develop as well. Maybe asking Ventus why he wants to be a master, or if he should. Maybe she's a little nervous about her upcoming Mark of Mastery, and ask Terra how he felt during his. I'm just asking for more of the trio beyond, look at these cute little puppies, they're cute and they're puppies. You don't know that puppy. That puppy might hate you. Just use optional moments where the characters talk about how they feel or stuff that's in the game. How did Aqua make those charms? Is she actually that crafty? Why is Terra more susceptible to darkness than others? Does Ventus remember being shirtless with a creepy old man on a tropical island? Actually, no one needs to remember that. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching part 1 of my video. I really didn't want to break this up, but it just ended up being that way. And with the third game supposedly wrapping up the Dark Seeker saga, basically this stuff, I might as well take the time and really polish part 2. Oh god, please let there only be a part 2. But yeah, since you made it this far and hopefully enjoyed the video, please give me a like and subscribe for more. I've got some other content planned to hopefully entertain and tide you guys over while I work on the second half. If you want to start a discussion in the comments, please do. If you want to call me a moronic casual who doesn't understand the story, why do you hurt me so? But still tell me. I mostly made this as a way to open up conversation about Birth by Sleep, because I honestly did like this game. Definitely my second favorite after Kingdom Hearts 2, but unfortunately I've become an old and bitter nerd, and I feel that if you enjoy something, it's more than okay to question stuff that doesn't work or make sense. So this must be what it feels like to be a Star Wars fan. Oh shit, am I hitting a mic button or something? No, see you guys next time!